Transformation in we mass. You only looking out for the upper class. Transformation in we mass. You don't care if the poor ones are too with grass. Transformation in we mass.
To Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott, here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. Yes, indeed, and it's always wonderful to be here with you. Yes, indeed.
Get ready for the onslaught.
I hope that fixed that little issue I've been having. Let me see if that I think I should be pretty okay there now. Yeah, I should be okay there now, right? Nice.
Let's come 3 times in a row, but they never even invite me to one of the independent show. They simply Outsman Kelly singing political songs like we have an ulterior motive to bring the government down. But I tell them, hold on, wait a while.
Good night to to my Carriacou posse.
Scrum my style.
I see you there inside.
But to all my independent songs.
Hey, Peter Striker Lewis, good night to you, bro.
Rise up sweet.
Hey, Shirley Lacrette, Reverend Cox.
Get this thinking I there from. Hey. Somebody tell my canny gang a mistake.
Maureen Samuel, good night to you.
Sorry, love. I know what is going on.
It's a long time I haven't said good night to Zoe. Zoe! Good night to you and good night to mommy and daddy.
Going on. They had their thing well planned to give the shanty man. So they leave out their
Let me say good night to Shuma and Zila.
crumb up.
It's been a long time I call them children out, you know.
Big my wets. They say that we ain't good. We can need that yellow food. Hey.
Maureen Samuel, good night to you. I see you. Rebecca Stafford, Charmaine Ragbasing, Cynthia B. Wallan Akwat, good night to you.
I'm a real bad man. It's a show of failure that living down by me. Well, one day he disrespect me because I asked him for my money. Then he went up in the ministry when he was in charge of culture. And he gave them strict instruction, don't give me no for Carriacou. Somebody tell Mr. Study for me. Carriacou weekend, well, I made the most money. Because when I roll out in my nice clean Toyota, I drop people all over. I collect US dollar. But I never make Bobby roll on the back with car. Somebody tell this banger wrong. A mistake he made to put young song. I'm in trouble real long. I know what is going on. I want him to explain to the people how he got his driver's license. I'm in trouble real long. I know what is going on. You take them people and try to be Lobostand. And you walking wrong like you with some big badge. And when Puzzle bully barricade, you fly up in a rage. That's why baby Jesus, he got you ignorant.
Yes, indeed. Winnie Simon, good night to you. Lynn, good night. And let me see who else is there. John Mark, good night to all of you. I see coming in under the Facebook Live. And those of you under the YouTube, I see Moko, good night to you.
People we never like the fire that can spit it out.
You and your brethren Chris, yeah?
Just come and box me in
Merlin Panchu, good night to you. John Henry, Janice Mitchell.
Planning and being nice is Sims and all you blood of the John.
See you, Joycelyn Francois, good night to you.
Need and head just for the life.
John Stafford, good night to you, my brother, yeah?
So right now I really don't give up.
Claude Abraham, Dennis Sandy,
I'm with the
Alban Harris, good night to you.
nobody cannot tell me what the answers.
Jakeem Williams, Edmund Calise.
They're selling passport, all they want to strangle him like a goat. I'm in trouble real long. I know what is going on.
Jill Williams, good night to you.
Shabbat don't hear nobody.
Andrea Burke, Norma Felix.
So real long. Says know what is going on. Bullets flying like
Carib Spice, good night to you, my dear. Michelle Alexander, good night. Jackie Raymond, yeah, Anastasia Buckmeyer.
no one is afraid to talk. Right now I go say it blunts all you hypocrite.
Cynthia, not here, boss. Cynthia Bartholomew, Merle Patrick, good night to you. Lola Williams, Agnes Henry, Adrian Watts, good night to you. But more importantly, good night to the lovely, the beautiful Mrs. Watts. And good night to you, Carol Belfont. Ron Julian, good night to you, bro. Vanessa Lalji, I see you there. Joyce Lewis, Kathleen Ledlow, Sky, Albert, Nicholas, Anne-Marie Grant, Gavin Thomas, Ruth Chitterman, Roslyn Jones, Marilyn Ferguson. Good night to all of you. And I hope that all of you are having a wonderful night tonight.
We are the winning team. We are the winning team. We are the winning team. And we will deliver. We are the NND. We will deliver. We are the NND.
And yes, indeed, we will.
We are the NND. We will deliver. We are the NND.
Folks, I keep telling all you, I've seen certain things, you know. Election is sooner than a lot of, I see a lot of all you saying later in the year and who thinking next. No way. Telling all you, it's a lot sooner than you think, eh?
Get back to now.
So make sure you get registered. Make sure you know the law in relation to elections, getting registered. Who should get registered? Make sure you know the law.
Alright. You want
Yes, I have a responsibility to make sure that I inform you all as well so that you all can know, eh?
and this team must go. We are the
And
NND.
that's my responsibility. I have to make sure and give you all the info.
We are the NND. We are the NND.
Ranks, good night, bro.
We did that in Shida. It's
Sub Ranks.
no poverty rising by the hour.
Listeners out there in Oshawa,
See every
those in Alberta.
your face. That is why we bring him back Jonah.
Good night to you, Matthew and Patricia.
Deliver. We will
I
deliver.
haven't heard you all for quite a while, you know.
4 years no investment. Can't see no betterment.
The The geezer, good night to you, bro. Well, good morning to you out there in the UK. Irvin, where are you, man? I haven't seen you, I haven't heard you.
We are the NNP.
You know, folks, before we get into, because just about to get into a discussion, then I realize, nah, let me play the thing them first, and then we will get into the discussions, eh? Nice, yeah, let me do that first. Let me get them thing and them there, and play it, and then we will get into the discussions for tonight. And I have to play something for you right after I play these, yeah? Nice, yeah.
Get ready to level up your workout game with Follow Me Fitness. Join renowned trainer Lincoln the Goose Jones for an electrifying fitness experience that includes aerobics, exercise, weight training, strength training, and much more. Join the fitness revolution at the Tag Team Netball Court and the Old Trafford playing field every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Unleash your inner strength and groove to the beats of DJ Killer Song while you sweat it out. Affordable pricing. Just $65 per month or $30 per class. For more information, call 410-3711. Don't miss out on this chance to transform your fitness routine. Level up today with Follow Me Fitness.
For more information, contact WeNoiseTV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. WeNoiseTV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD contents with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. WeNoiseTV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact WeNoiseTV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
D&G Enterprise invites you to a fun-filled Easter egg hunt on Saturday, March 28, 2026 at Aubrey's Supermarket, Westerhall Point Gap, starting time 12 noon. Kids will love the exciting egg hunt, games, musical chairs, face painting, and sweet treats. Plus, a chance to find golden eggs with cash prizes inside. The egg hunt is just $10, so bring the entire family out for an afternoon of kids fun, laughter, and Easter excitement. For more information, call 473-406-1322 or 473-449-0369. It's the Easter egg hunt on Saturday, March 28, 2026 at Aubrey Supermarket, Westerhall Point Gap, 12 noon. Be there.
Are you ready to take your brand to the next level? Look no further than the Chameleon Design Studios, the creative powerhouse behind Key Central and dozens of standout brands across Grenada and beyond. From web designs, animations, and motion graphics to custom video productions, we bring your visions to life with unmatched efficiency and professionalism. Need a logo? Logo design starts at just $1,500, and our starter pack includes brochures, call cards, and letterheads. Whether you're launching a new business, revamping your identity, or telling your story visually, Chameleon Design Studios is the new face of designs. Call us now at 1473-422-8601 or scan that QR code. Follow us on Instagram at chameleon_473. Let's communicate. Call us today.
Yes, indeed, folks. Yeah, get them a call and so on, and yeah, the goose. Yeah, go and get fit and thing, man. Yeah, you find you have the belly, you could go and do your dance exercise and them kind of thing, you know. If you find the belly, find the belly getting a mind going down. Yeah, mind going down. Yeah, mind going down. Yes, folks, and we have some other activities that are coming up. I need to inform you of now. And wait, no, we just do that a particular way. Yeah, let me get everything in place there. Yes, indeed, folks. NNP Connect moves to Dabo, in the town of St. George. And the team of speakers led by our honorable political leader, the Honorable Emlyn Pear. We have former Prime Minister and Chairman of the New National Party, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. We have the candidate for the New National Party, a real good fella, Mr. Troy Noel. We have Senator the Honorable Dwight Hosford. Dr. Adrian Joseph will be there as well.
Stop the progress. Don't stop the progress. Don't stop.
And the St. David Live Wire, Mrs. Nolina Thompson.
Stop it. Don't stop.
So tomorrow evening it's going to be the NNP Connect. That's going to be taking place up in Dabo.
Don't stop it.
Starting time 6:30 p.m.
Stop the progress.
Of course, you can look out for it right here on Talking Points. No, we will not be having the program tomorrow. We'll be having the NNP Connect starting at 6:30.
Stop it.
And due to circumstances beyond my control, let me let you know we don't have program Thursday or Friday either because beyond my control. So that's NNP Connect. It moves to the Dabo in the town of St. George. Yes? And St. George Northeast.
Stop the progress. Don't stop the progress. Don't stop it.
Mr. Nimrod Oliver, he invites you to his family fun day that's coming up on Easter Sunday. Come on out and enjoy a day of fun, laughter, and togetherness. They're going to be having various activities, so folks, come on out. They've got cricket, football, tug of war, bouncing castles, dominoes. All food is free, yeah?
Don't stop it. Don't stop.
Let me repeat. All food is free.
Don't stop it. Don't stop it.
But you're going to buy your drinks, eh? So bar is fully stocked.
Don't stop the progress.
They've got music, live entertainment and so on, as well as DJ music and so, yeah?
Don't stop it.
Some artists might be passing through.
Don't stop it.
So you can bring the entire family. There's something for everyone. That's the Family Fun Day, being staged by the New National Party St. George Northeast Constituency Branch and Mr. Nimrod Oliver, the New National Party winning candidate up there in St. George Northeast.
Don't stop the progress.
Good night to you, Mr. Nimrod Oliver.
Stop the progress. Don't stop it.
Also remember the 11th of July, it's coming up, eh?
Don't stop it.
The New National Party New York chapter 3rd annual evening of elegance. You better go and order your outfit and thing from now, eh?
Don't stop it.
Want to go and get your alligator print shoes and them kind of thing? Alright now, yeah.
Don't stop the progress.
It's gonna be a formal event. You'll be getting more information on that within the next week or so, yeah?
Don't stop it. Don't stop it.
And folks, don't forget this Friday, I don't know where I placed the flyer. This Friday, the New National Party South St. George Constituency Branch will be opening their office, yeah?
Don't stop the progress.
For those of you looking for the location, you know where Mellows Bakery is in Housing Scheme. It's right next door to Mellows Bakery, right? You can't miss it, right?
Don't stop it.
And everybody know Martin right downstairs by Martin there, yeah?
Don't stop it. Don't stop it.
You can't miss it. The colors hitting you from space.
Stop the progress. Don't stop the progress.
You're all in space. You see the green and the white that they hit that building in, yeah?
Don't stop it. Don't stop it.
Sweet!
Don't stop it. Don't stop it.
night to New National Party, South St. George. You know, every now and again, you know something? We could dedicate a night to a constituency every now and again, yeah? Starting on Monday, we could dedicate a night to a particular constituency. We will give the people from that constituency a special chance to call in and so on. We go work it proper, nice, yeah? So it just came to me, yeah? Yes, indeed, folks. So there was a parliament sitting today. They went to parliament with the, they went with the bill in relation to the, the property. Oh boy, you know, I'm forgetting the name of the thing now, you know. Yeah, I forget it. How could I just be forgetting the name of the bill? But they went with one bill, which I'll get back to later, because it is a bill that was done during the period of the New National Party. All they're doing now is updating what was done back then. But there is a presentation that I want you all to see, and not just to see, but to pay attention to. And that was the Honorable Emlyn Pear at today's parliamentary sitting. Oh, the possessory title bill, that's what it is, the possessory title. I'll explain that a little later. But I want you all to listen in to this presentation by Leader of His Majesty's Opposition and Leader of the New National Party, Honorable Emlyn Pear, today. So let me pass that one on to you all now.
Mr. Speaker, I rise this afternoon in my capacity as Leader of the Public Accounts Committee. But I have to make a statement of serious concern, because we are on a trajectory that is very frightening. The member for St. George Northwest referenced this morning that we continue to call sittings with absolutely no consultation with this side of the House, which happens to be an equal side, for what that is worth. But, Mr. Speaker, I listened to the Leader of Government's Business on his announcement of the session this afternoon. And I'm troubled, actually troubled, by the way we are doing business in this honorable House. So, the opposition got an invitation to attend a presentation on Project Polaris at 3 p.m. this afternoon. While I honestly, and this is my honest view here, while I honestly find this to be disrespectful, we have taken a position that will be represented at this session. And disrespectful, Mr. Speaker, because at this point, and the word in said presentation, I heard the word consultation. I'm not even sure what it is right now. But I'm saying after all has been said and done, the opposition is asked to attend today a presentation on Project Polaris. But let's put that aside. Mr. Speaker, the member stood up, and we're sitting right here. The member stood up and said, we will be having a working lunch. This is unacceptable. Who's we? Who is we? You cannot sit on the other side and dictate to this side like we are your children. So there will be sitting today, there will not be sitting tomorrow. We will be having a presentation at 3. No, we are having a working lunch immediately after this. This is unacceptable. And to continue to accept this kind of behavior is sending the wrong message that this House, Mr. Speaker, comprises two sides of elected members from 15 constituencies. And so, Mr. Speaker, I'm saying this for what it's worth today. And I'm appealing to the members on the other side. We are not your children that you summon to sessions at your will and your pleasure. If the government wishes to make a presentation that it would like the opposition to be part of, we appreciate the invitation. If you've made a change to the schedule, if you decide you are changing the format of the session, then the courteous thing to do is to inform us, engage us. Are you available to do a lunch presentation or work? And what is working lunch? Am I prepared for a working lunch? I don't know. So I'm just making this point, Mr. Speaker, for what it's worth. I'm becoming extremely tired of the way that we are doing business in this House. And I want the record to reflect this. But substantive, Mr. Speaker, I want to use the opportunity to bring the House up to date on some matters relating to the Public Accounts Committee. I believe we are all aware, as we've made the decision in this House, that the Public Accounts Committee comprises 5 members, 3 members from this House and 2 members from the Senate, Senator Salim Rahman and Senator Roderick St. Clair. Mr. Speaker, as contained in section 69 of the standing orders, the mandate is given to the Public Accounts Committee to carry out certain functions. Mr. Speaker, whether it is to ensure that there's value for money, scrutinizing of government's record, whatever it is, Mr. Speaker, is contained within 69 of the standing orders. Whether it is summoning of officers within the public service, within statutory bodies to give account for their spending, etc., it all falls within the ambit. The requests for reports and records are also contained in there. So just to say to this House, Mr. Speaker, that this committee has been functioning, meeting regularly to discuss the business that we've been assigned to do. And we had the opportunity, and I don't think the House was officially informed since then, we had the opportunity to attend a very intensive training in London some time ago, where every member of the committee was given that opportunity to participate. The 2 members from the Senate and the 3 members from this House. Mr. Speaker, in addition to that, we invited members of statutory bodies, directors and management, as well as permanent secretaries, because we felt in launching out into the deep in regards to this work, it is important to sensitize key stakeholders. So we did. The participation was satisfactory, and in addition to that, we believe that participants left there very much informed as to what the expectations are. And I want to commend those who participated and made these sessions what I consider to be very successful. Mr. Speaker, we're at the stage now where we are about to begin to review public records, and members of the committee have already started to review the list of records to determine where the priority would be placed as it relates to those records. We've engaged members of the leadership of the public service, inclusive of the Director of Audit, the Accountant General. We can probably include their permanent secretaries as it relates to the processes, the procedures, and I think we've done all that we should do as it relates to sensitization, as it relates to laying the foundation for the work that is ahead. Mr. Speaker, in addition to that, I want to notify this House that yesterday, at our last meeting, members of the committee raised concerns as it relates to one of the matters in public domain as it relates to the Grenada National Lottery Authority. And in the context that some time ago, we had a Minister of Government indicating that there is a high level of corruption within that organization, a Minister of Government specifying that he would have written to the head of the board of the National Lottery Authority, and to the extent of dismissal because of activities that this individual was involved in. We don't know, I don't know. This is what the minister, the line minister, would have stated. Subsequently, Mr. Speaker, we were told that this particular individual was recalled, and of course we know subsequently it's public information that the minister in question was fired from the cabinet. Mr. Speaker, the committee's decision, which I want to inform the entire House this afternoon, the decision is to ask the Accountant General, the Director of Audit, Mr. Speaker, to conduct an investigation into the National Lotteries Authority and to provide that report to the Parliament of Grenada. So I wish to inform you, Mr. Speaker, and the entire House of that decision of the Public Accounts Committee. And I want to express appreciation to all members for their cooperation and support to the work that has started. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, indeed, folks. So there we've heard it from the Leader of His Majesty's Opposition in her capacity as the head of the Public Accounts Committee, that the Public Accounts Committee is going to investigate the allegations that are out there in the public. You've heard them on Simon Says, yeah, and you've heard them otherwise as well, in relation to the National Lotteries Authority. Also, we believe, I don't know if it has been done, but at least information similar to that should also go to the Integrity Commission. Because if an individual is the chairperson or board member, they're answerable to the Integrity Commission. The ministers who are in charge of that particular department, because the National Lottery Authority is not an independent private entity. It is a government entity. It is a statutory body. And as such, they are directly answerable to the line minister, which in this instance is number 10. And you have allegations that were made by Mr. Jonathan Lacrette that include the Prime Minister. So, the opposition leader is asking for accounting in relation to the allegations. Remember, this is not based on somebody just walk off the street and say, hey, you see that place, it's a corruption inside there, you know. This is based on statements that were made by the former minister in charge. And you have to ask yourself even further back, if the minister before that minister who identified the corruption, if that minister didn't see the corruption going on inside there, and that is probably why he ended up without a ministry up to this day, election coming and meet him without a ministry. Well, unless they do the cabinet reshuffle next month, as expected. But it make no sense to reshuffle in the cabinet when all they go in and call the election. But go ahead, if all you want to do it, that is all your business. Not mine, it's all your business. Yeah, because there's a pack of jokers, no matter how you shuffle it, you will just get a joker on top, and a joker in between, and a joker at the bottom. No matter how you do it, you will just get jokers. So, we have to understand here, the former minister was Ron Redhead. He was the minister with direct responsibility for the National Lottery Authority. He had all responsibility for any corruption that was going on in there, any wrongdoing that was going on in there. If he was doing his job, he would know. That's if he was doing his job. He would know what was going on in there. And he would be getting, on a monthly basis at least, everything including the financials of the National Lottery Authority, and he can't tell me that that wasn't so, unless they operate in an illegal and unconstitutional way. Yeah? Unless it's a situation like that. But they can't tell us, they cannot tell us that, right, they cannot tell us that it is a situation where Ron Redhead, if he was doing, did not know what was going on in the National Lottery Authority. So it's either Ron is guilty of not carrying out his duties as a minister, yeah, which caused Who know if it's hundreds of thousands, who know if it's millions of dollars, down the drain, or disappeared, or stolen from the National Lottery Authority. He was the line minister. No, I didn't say lion minister. He lying too. But he was the line minister, as in the minister with direct responsibility for the National Lottery Authority. A lot of times we focus on LACO and we forget who was the first minister that was there with the same board of directors and the same chairman of the board. It was Ron Redhead. He was the one that was in charge there. Yeah, he was the one that was in charge. The time came that Ron was shifted. He was moved. Now, the mere fact that he was moved, and we hear he's supposed to be studying, but instead of studying, he finds time to do all sorts of other things instead of studying. And then we heard the big confusion regarding how his grades suddenly magically improved without him doing it. The grades changed to give him passing grades in certain subjects. We hear that story. Yeah? Well, not a story, you know. Those are facts in relation to what took place at the St. George University and his grades. That ain't no story. You could come and try and say that it's not true, then you could find out. Come and say it's not true. Yeah? All you always like to say it's not true. Come and say it's not true. So we have that situation. So he was the minister. He was removed. He was fired as a minister. He wasn't even said, they didn't even say, well, let's put him in another ministry. Let's give him another ministry with a lighter workload. Let us take him out from there. Remember, the present political leader of the New National Party did her master's degree while a government minister and was able to successfully guide her ministry through several things when she was in the Ministry of Youth to make sure that the Grenada National Stadium that will soon be holding the Carriacou Games, that stadium was built in record time. She was Minister of Education during COVID. That's one position nearly nobody would have wanted to hold. Me, I would now want to be Minister of Education during COVID. Because how do you come up at the drop of a hat with a new structure for the education of the children and to ensure that it is done safely for them? And she did it and got the education system back up and running in a different format. And she was able to do her masters while a government minister, while involved in her church, while she have her family to take care of, while she have her constituency to take care of. She has shown that she has the ability to multitask. Meanwhile, Ron get fired so that he could go and study. Why you go in government? Why you going to take up this thing if you know you want to go and study? Go and study and then come. But no, you want to go and study now. Yeah. You get it thing and go and study. Yeah, well, you got a gracious offer. That is where you got a gracious offer. Ron, in my mind, is just as guilty as those who are named in the National Lottery Authority, and he can't get away from it. He's just as guilty. Jonathan Lacrette, to his credit, came in as the minister, and what he was able to see in less than a month, Ron could not see for the whole year or so that he was there as the minister. In less than a month, Lacrette was able to see that. And when Lacrette went and he speak about it, when he went and he talk about it, what was his payment? His payment was, he was ostracized. I mean, if you're going and fire the man, and this is to tell you how bad they treated that individual, eh? Don't worry, Brother Lacrette, you ain't within Northwest, eh? I know what you're wasting your time for, but you could go ahead if you want. And I'll stick in my church. But anyway, that is up to you. But to show how they ostracize the man, you are to fire the man. He's a human being. He have feelings, he have emotions too. You make the man leave and come up to the cabinet meeting and you have people who are not part of cabinet. My God, it's the first time I ever hear about this kind of thing in any cabinet in the Caribbean that is a normally put together cabinet. I never hear about you having cabinet meeting and you having people who are not members of cabinet. That is Tuesday flight leaving you all. I just let it go because I could barely hear myself and all. You know, I'm down by the airport, yeah, so that is Tuesday flight leaving there. So yes, folks, you had a situation, and apparently this situation still exists, folks. Apparently this situation still exists as of today, that you have individuals who are not members of cabinet, who did not take the cabinet oath, because there is an oath. Remember, they go and they take an oath in Parliament. You take an oath as a parliamentarian. You take an oath as a government minister. You all know there's another oath again. That one is in relation to cabinet and secrecy for all the information in cabinet. And these individuals who are on Zoom in the cabinet meeting, they didn't take them oath. They are not parliamentarians. The only people that are supposed to be in a cabinet meeting are the government ministers, and usually it's the senior ministers. Junior ministers are called if they need them. So you may be a parliamentary secretary or you might be a junior minister. It does not mean that you sit in every cabinet meeting. When they're ready for you, sometimes they call you and they say, hey, we need you to come up. We're dealing with this particular issue, so you stick around. And they would call you according to the issue it is that they're dealing with as is necessary. But you also would have to take your particular oath. And the only other people that should be in the cabinet room there are the cabinet secretary. Obviously, you hear the name, cabinet secretary. And the attorney general, who may not be a member of parliament, but can be a member of cabinet. So you can have someone who is the attorney general. They are not a senator or a parliamentary representative, but they are a part of cabinet by virtue of being the Attorney General of Grenada. So you can have an additional person in the cabinet as the Attorney General, right? But you can't have, because this one is a senior member of your party, you had them on Zoom in a cabinet meeting. There are things that are discussed in cabinet that are not generally for everybody else, because there may be some very personal information that may be provided to cabinet on an individual according to what is being discussed to assist that individual or help that individual. And you have people who are not cabinet members zooming into cabinet meeting every week, knowing your business. If you apply to cabinet for something or you apply to a ministry for something, your information is there. And you might see these people passing you and grinning, not knowing that they know all your business, because they are on the Zoom in cabinet, as we were told by, again, Senator Lacrette. So Senator Lacrette, they call him inside there, embarrass him, and then make police take him out the building. And then they say they don't know nothing about that. They made police. The staff in the ministerial complex, my goodness, will tell you that yes, they had 2 police officers that followed the man downstairs to make sure he collect his things and he come out. And then they come in and say they don't know about it. They very well know about that. It was planned and strategized. How they know to wait out? So those officers obviously knew that Lacrette was going to be removed on that day. They knew before Lacrette knew. So they waited. When he come out, how they know is that to follow him downstairs. So it's obvious they knew. And to make sure that they follow him downstairs and then follow him back upstairs to make sure he gets in the vehicle and leave. That was his treatment for exposing corruption in the NDC. A government minister fired for exposing corruption. And that leads a lot of us to believe that maybe the people who fire him, somehow they were connected to the corruption. And maybe they find, hey, yo, you trying to box a bread out of my mouth, you know? What do you think you're doing, boy? And they get rid of him. And therefore, we have to understand what is taking place there, where this call by the head of the Public Accounts Committee, that is the Honorable Emlyn Pear, political leader of the New National Party and leader of His Majesty's opposition, is asking for those documents to be provided to the Public Accounts Committee so they can go through and they can verify, yes, this took place. We hear about this, let us investigate this matter. How much money was spent there? Who were the recipients of those monies? Who were those checks written to? Because I'll tell you all right now, without even seeing the documents right now, you all, Grenadians, would be very surprised at who some of the people that have been receiving these checks from organizations like the National Lottery Authority and Gravel and Concrete and other companies, other statutory bodies. You all will be very surprised who are some of the people getting some big checks from them. You all will be very surprised. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because I expect anything from these people. But some of you would be very surprised to see the names of some of these people who are receiving the big cutter, the big lasher money and the big checks. Corruption is rampant under the National Democratic Congress. Every single accusation that they have laid at the feet of the New National Party, they have come in and done much worse than what they accuse the NNP of. And I'm being careful with my words because they accuse the NNP of all sorts of things. They accuse the NNP of, I don't have to repeat it, they are their program to repeat the thing, but they accuse the NNP of all kind of things. And at the end of the day, who are the ones that are right now? You could combine any three governments in the last 30 years, and this one NDC is more corrupt than any three of them you could put together and accuse of corruption. In the last 40 years, not even 30. These individuals are corrupt. There's no if, what, or but about it. And the first thing they like to come, oh, all you're talking, pot calling kettle black. That is not the issue here. The issue here is all your teeth in. We don't say teeth in when there's people at that level. We say misappropriation of funds. What misappropriation of funds? They're teeth in. Say it as it is. They're teeth in and they're teeth in. You cannot have a government minister that receives significant amounts of money from an organization that he just give a contract to. You cannot have government ministers bemoaning the fact that they give the man the contract. Certain people, they give the man the contract and he ain't running the money he's supposed to run. He ain't running the 10%. And they complaining, because they believe that they are entitled to that. That they give you that contract to do that drain. And out of how much you get to do that drain, you're supposed to bring back a certain amount to them. It is taking place. School children could tell you that is taking place. And let me tell you, listen to school children, I remember a time I had a business place. I won't say the area because all you feel people in the area is thief. But I had a business place. There was a break-in to the business place. There were big hardback people that were there that knew. They knew who broke into the place. They knew who broke into that business place. None of them would come to me and say, Sheldon is this one. Or Sheldon is that one. None of them. But they were talking amongst themselves. They know who broke it. The same person who broke the place come into the business and use some of the same funds that they thief from the business place to come and purchase something in the business place. And sticking around. Because they're listening to hear if anybody talking. Nobody talking. You know who found out who broke the place? The children. Because children underfoot, the children come and say, Mr. Sheldon, it's so and so. Look, they're just talking about it. They say they see him there. and he had a hammer. They see him the night. So said, so done. Got the police. When they went in the person place, they find all my stuff inside there. School children. So when school children talk, listen. Wasn't no big, and when I say school children, I'm not talking about secondary school, you know. Infants. Mr. Sheldon, is so and so break your place? Yes. They say they see when he was there. Them fellas and them was there. They say he hang around, and when everybody go. But they see he had a hammer with him. Says he that break the place. Police go in the man place and they find everything. School children does know what they're saying. So when you listen to school children, you just find out a lot of things. And school children say, plenty corruption taking place. Plenty. They say money washing in the south of the island. They say money washing. Say if you see it. They throw in all kind of, I like to wash with America Fresh. They throw in America Fresh. They throw in Breeze. They're pulling it out and they're still rubbing it with blue soap and a juking board. And throw it back in the washing machine again. First they wash in. Say money washing in the south. They say Tweedledee, Tweedledum, and Tweedledam. Three of them are often seen in a certain business place in the south. Often seen. Going in and coming out with the envelopes. You could change vehicle as much as all you want when all you come in. No, who's all you? All you can't hide. A Grenada small, you know. And all you go do that in the south. Well, you feel I live in. All you feel I inside all the time. Stay there. All you feel I ain't seen all you. Don't worry, the time you come to call all your name yet. But you all know who you are. So folks, if we feel that what is taking place here is normal, there is a lot of corruption. Listen. So would anyone say that what is taking place with CBI now is not corruption? That the Prime Minister, who we learned recently, does not go through these documents and sign them. That he just load everything and he press one button and all of them sign. The citizenship certificates for CBI. So you have 150 people becoming citizens of Grenada, who the Prime Minister did not take the time to verify these people ought to be the people who he's giving citizenship to. And because the people that surround him are so corrupt, we cannot be sure that some of the documents that ending up on his table are not people that run our money under another table to make sure that their documents end up in that batch. But he ain't reading through. He ain't checking it against no list that come from cabinet or the CBI committee that says these are the people that have been okayed. He ain't checking no list. He pressing a button and everything signed. He's too busy enjoying life otherwise. Too busy. Go and lime. Go and swim in the pool. In the place that you already pay over $1 million for. Go and swim in the pool. Yeah? Go and lime in a bar. That is the kind of thing. But to safeguard our citizenship, especially at a point in time when we've been hit with a 15,000 US visa bond. So it could range from 5,000 US to 15,000 US. This visa bond, instead of taking the time to go through and protect Grenadians, press one button and sign everything. At a time when you have a major US institution on your island, world renowned. We had a whole invasion in 1983 that involved significantly that US institution. So it is well known. It has produced thousands of doctors. It has produced thousands of others in other fields with masters and doctorates and so on, not necessarily in medicine but other areas as well. Remember they opened the School of Arts and Sciences. It would have been back in the late 1990s somewhere there, where they came out from just the medical school into arts and sciences. Although some older Grenadians still just refer to it as med school or the medical school, but no, there's the arts and sciences. But anyway, that's a part from the point. So you have that facility here. You have people from certain areas that may have issues with Americans who are becoming Grenadian citizenship just so. You ain't checking to see if it's really them, or if they apply and it's some brother who in Al-Qaeda, who in ISIS, who in whatever. You ain't checking to see if it's he formed that day instead and he picture that day. You just click and you sign everything. And we supposed to feel safe with that sort of nonsense taking place. Why do you think we have things like visa bond being dropped on us? Why do you think Grenadians are being burdened with these sort of things? It is because of the attitude of this administration. The attitude and ineptitude of this administration is what is causing what is happening there. That you, instead of answering the US and saying, no, we will not take, or yes, we will take, instead of answering them, you decide to play games and don't understand who you was playing games with. And right now they hang your jack. You don't have a minister that lose his visa already because he didn't understand who he was talking to. And now, in just roughly about 2 weeks, you're going to be having the spring meetings taking place in the International Monetary Fund out there in New York, Manhattan, I believe, yeah, the World Bank, IMF meetings. And Grenada had to go by Zoom. Our minister had to attend by Zoom. He can't go. Where he could have go, and some of the people are providing grant funding. This is something that you should have a minister going to. Some of them other forums they're going to. Most of these things they go to. I'm pretty sure if you check right now, it's 2-3 ministers off the island. And they'll come back and there's no funding. And when we do hear about funding, like we hear from Andy Williams back in 2023, you never hear nothing about it again. He disappear. You never hear nothing. So you don't know if they get the cash and they hold it for themselves. Because it's definitely not in the government finances, because I checked. And there is nothing there about this grant from the government of India's funds coming in. There is no project under the budget 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026. There is no item in any of those budgets that points towards machinery that's going to be put up to do any factory here in Grenada. So that 2 million US from India, we don't know if the machinery come in and it end up in private hands. We don't know if the money instead of the machinery come through and it end up in private hands. We don't know. What we do know is that the government never get it. What we do know is the government never get machinery and the government never got money. Because there is no reference to it in any budget between 2023 and 2026. And I could challenge them to show me in which budget there is that allocation. Even if you ain't get the money yet, you can place it into the budget and say we are doing this project. The funding is coming from these individuals and you account for it in the budget. You even did supplementary budgets in that time. So outside of the budget at the end of the year, or in one case at the beginning of the year, there is a supplementary budget that you do. Around the middle of the year, you look at how spending going. You might have spent more than you intended to. Something might happen and you do a supplementary. Even in the supplementary, there's no reference to no Indian money. So it just evaporates into thin air. And they ain't coming and talk about it again. They have nothing to say. The Indians came down from what I could remember. We hear nothing again. Money just evaporate. Folks, let me open the phone lines. It's after 9. Let me open the phone lines now. 1473-440-7377. Yeah, that's 1473-440-7377. You can only call us on the WhatsApp though. So you got to save that number, put a plus sign in front and save the number. And then you can call us using that number on WhatsApp. It's a WhatsApp number. Even though you see like a landline, yeah, you know we bad on that. Yeah. So, no, not me that set it up. Another bad tech we have around. So, that has been set up. You can call us on via WhatsApp. Nice? 1473-440-7377. Let me boss a tune for you today.
On the other day, everybody singing one song. What is singing? Election coming, they know who they're voting for. You have a kind of chorus they were singing tonight. Let me hear. If NDC win again, we crying. If NDC win again, we balling. If NDC win again, we crying. If NDC win again, we balling.
Yes, indeed.
Meet me, I tell you, we vex like.
I've listened to an assessment by Mr. Justin Pierre. You know, Mr. Justin Pierre is an interesting character. Let me hold this song, Dave. He's an interesting character. Everybody cussing him. When I say everybody, I mean everybody cussing him. Because some people do not agree with what he's saying unless it is favorable to their political organization. They don't agree with what he's saying. It was all well and good before they agree and they like what he's saying. All of a sudden they don't agree with what he's saying.
Hi.
Hello.
Good night, Sheldon.
Hey, there's a voice in here for a long time. How you doing?
Correct.
How you doing, my dear?
I'm doing all right.
South side is the right side.
Okay. Well, I was out there and I couldn't call to say what I have to say because I wrong some people and my son, I don't want to get upset with me.
Okay, they
But
try
I
to
have
take
to-
your freedom of speech.
Yeah, but I tell them they ain't gonna make. Yeah, so I have something to say, and it bothering me, and I just come back Sunday, so I have to say it. Now, a lady by the name of Miss Isa Mark at Malmont in St. David, that is by Miss Leno Michelli. Now, she had no children, right? She was a staunch Catholic, going to church and so on. And she had willed her property to the Catholic religion. Now, I understand that, before that, that is where Miss Jacob was. I think government used to give a subvention to the home up there where they had the charity people there. Right? And I understand that the place had sold. I understand that the Archbishop Harvey had sold the property to somebody in government. Right?
Well,
And,
my dear, unless I see the documentation, seeing that a door, no Archbishop sold it, so be careful what you're saying.
right now.
Right.
The St. David Medical Station is in that area up there. Right? They put the medical station in where they had the old people there looking after. I remember when they take them, people that was there in the home, they take them and they shove them here, they shove them there, and they who had to take who and so on. And maybe that is a reason why they do that. They had a plan behind that. But he have some truth about it.
What
There
I
are
can
some
say is,
truth about it.
you know, I like to protect myself, eh? So
I know.
Right.
But I
have no
am
documentation
saying,
in relation to that, and I want to be careful. Let me just repeat
All right,
again, eh? I want to be careful. A lot of people want to cut me locks. All right.
I know they want to cut your locks, but they ain't gonna make. All right, Sheldon.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so very much, my dear. And keep
All
in
right.
touch. So I know where to find.
All right.
I know where to find you now that you're here.
Okay, all right.
You know the usual meeting
All right.
place. All right, my dear.
All right. Okay. All right.
Yes, indeed. That's my good friend there. Yes, indeed. You know me already. I like to. Me know. Right? Yeah, I know. Right? That's honestly certain things I load. I like to have my documentation myself. I want to see it in my hands. Yeah? I ain't saying what she says is not true. Sold to a certain person in government. Me and you had to meet. You had to give me the full story of air. Yeah. But you know what I mean? We go meet in the normal meeting place. Not this week. Next week we will meet there. The normal, I ain't going back town for the week. Right, yeah. Normal meeting place. 1473-440-7377. That is the number for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. Yes, indeed. Yeah, that's the number for you to get onto the.
Grenadian people are stupid. They know where to put the X and they singing no cookie eye. No cookie eye. Who you voting? Tell me, who you voting? What squad? No cookie eye. No cookie eye. Lindan. Who you voting? Tell me, who you voting? Instead of NDC walk.
And remember, if corruption was the only accusation against different members of this government is one thing, but it have a lot worse accusations against some of them, you know. Yeah, they have accusations of people being unalived, and so I ain't going into details in that tonight. But remember, it have accusations as far as unaliving people and thing, you know. Yeah, it's all that kind of thing. Yeah, let me go to the phone line here. Hello, good night.
Hello, Sheldon, and how are you?
I am fine. How are you doing?
Good, good. Greetings across the miles.
Greetings to you.
Yes, Sheldon, I'm happy that the opposition leader started up on something I've been thinking about for the past few weeks. The investigation into the Lotto matter, right? Now, my thing is, okay, Sister Jenny. Hello?
Yes, I'm listening to you. Go right ahead.
Yes. Sister Jenny is giving us so much information week after week, okay? And I'm not hearing that the opposition leader is pouncing on those issues. Now, when we have those pocket meetings and all these connect meetings, I think, you know, the opposition need to step up the game and bring on all the issues that Jenny is breaking for us week after week. Now, the Lotto issue is troubling. Then we have the gravel and concrete issue as well. So much things are happening.
My friend,
no,
even just as big, and I don't think people have really listened, and I want folks to go back and listen to Jenny's program where she spoke about the cement issue, that cement that come in.
Exactly, and
you
that both issue.
So you had one invoice that come in with one figure, and then the invoice was taken back, and another invoice comes 60% less than, so you're under invoicing.
Exactly, right? So
That's a criminal act.
That's a criminal act. I need the opposition to pounce them on this, hit them hard. You know, don't just, and you know what? I'm sending a stern warning to the NNP supporters. I'm now living in the States. Okay, I'm not home, but I will be home to vote. Stop talking this stupidness about we win already, 15-0. Stop it. We ain't win nothing yet.
I could shake your toe.
You know what I'm saying? Stop it.
I want to hear no nonsense like that myself.
Who want to come behind me? That's on them. Stop it. We need to get the work done. How much of us that is jumping up on this online and bantering with the other side? Oh, we win, a little winning nothing. Did you contribute anything to the party to say, okay, let us go out there, right? The opposition and the team cannot do it alone. How much of us saying, okay, let us put a team of 5 or 6 together, okay? And let us go into the villages and talk to the people. Sheldon, you have some people, they just want to see a representation, you know. And just like that, based on how you speak to them, just like that, you could convince a whole house, a whole household. Okay? Look at the prices. I live in the States. Things up here are very hard as well, right? But come on, Grenada is competing with America. Things are, I listened to Atina Conbeef the other day. Come on, get out of here. It's too much. Okay? So who want to come after me? They know my voice. I don't care.
Well, my dear, my dear, I could link you up with some other people. If you're in New York, that is, I could link you up with some other like-minded people. So, am I allowed to pass on your digits to a particular person who will reach out to you? Okay,
sure. I live in the Bronx.
So. In the Bronx?
They could contact me, yes. I live in the Bronx.
You're in my area, girl.
Right. Co-op City to be exact. Right? And then we could team up. We could link up because, you know what? I kind of like the little thing that is happening now in the terms of the team, the new team that is on.
Yes.
Okay? And you know what? say less.
Yes,
Let
say
us
less.
bring the glory home first.
Say less, just clock it.
Okay? Just clock it.
Just clock it.
Let us bring the glory home first, then we will say certain things behind certain But I want
I like you, I like
really
you.
I want the NNP people to bear in mind, we didn't win anything yet. Please, I beg on you. Stop it and let us get the work done. If you want to do in that constituency to help teacher Lisa or to help Kate or to help any of the team, join on and let us bring the bacon home. That's my contribution for tonight. I've listened every single night, Sheldon. I listened to Sister Jenny, right? But I just find, it is overbearing. It is disturbing as to so much breaking news and everybody is silent and you're still defending this government. And you have a stupid donkey long program that's saying, let we vote. And then the NNP people getting on their platform and saying, okay, yellow is the code, yellow is the code. What code? What code? Yeah?
Yes,
so,
ma'am.
we're going to link up again, okay?
Yes,
but
indeed.
I just want the opposition to just keep it ready and forget the noise. These other parties and what, forget the noise. Focus on the issue. Focus on what you will bring to the public, what you will bring to the Grenadian people. Change is on the horizon, okay? I am on top, looking down, okay? Thank you, Sheldon. Good night. I'm here. I'm listening.
All right. Thank
Good
you so
night
very
to,
much, Paula.
that lady on the
Miss
bus
Kami?
terminal,
Miss
Sister Kami.
Kami,
Yes, and
I
that
hear you be a
nurse,
surprise, girl. Papa
and
Kami.
that nurse up here, Maguire.
Yes.
Nurse Maguire. She's in Brooklyn. In Queens. I'm in the Bronx.
All
so
right.
good night to, my Talking Points family. And let the callers who is calling repeatedly every night, bring something new, bring some new ideas. That's what we want. Generate new ideas, brainstorm the new ideas. Okay? And let us get it done.
Yes,
Dr.
indeed.
Kit, good night. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you, my dear.
All right.
Only I could lead a caller to talk for the next half hour. And I know all you don't like it because she's spot on. She's correct. We can. You see this thing about 15-0 and all kind of thing. Watch. Stop that shoppiness. Stop it. We have work to do. Let us do the work. Yeah? We go celebrate election night once we do the work. Other than that, I ain't even mentioning it. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Hi, good night.
Hey, good night. How you doing?
Okay.
All right, go right
Calling
ahead.
from Canada.
Hey,
All the way from Canada. Yeah.
How is Canada tonight?
Well, I listen to your program all the time. I listen to the classroom. I listen to Mr. Pierre. I listen to Andre Donald, and I really appreciate what you guys is doing, letting us know what this deceiving government is doing. But we're following what happened. It's only people that don't have common sense that will believe this nonsense that they get on with. Yes. Now, I was thinking about coming back home to retire, but when I think about the health care, I know when you're at that age and you need health care, and if the health care is no good, then it's a problem. Hello?
Yes, you're correct.
Oh, I was see you talking there. I thought you weren't listening.
No,
yeah.
I'm listening.
So again,
there's a few minutes difference here.
Yeah. So if the healthcare is not good, then what's the point coming back? When you're of age, that's when you need healthcare. And I don't like what they're doing to the healthcare. How can you build a hospital, a teaching hospital, when you cannot even service the one that you already have? People complaining no medication in the hospital. You need doctors. You need all that. It's a building. It's not the building that look after the people. It's the equipment. People going for blood tests and machine is not working. X-ray is not working. What kind of nonsense is that? Meanwhile, they're spending millions of dollars. And I'm so upset. How can you spend all these millions of dollars, say you're celebrating the independence, the 50 years, and you don't have medication in the hospital? Who does this kind of thing? You know, nobody. I run my own home, and I would not spend my money like that. I prioritize. You can't do that. You know, I send money every month in Grenada because my parents is there. My sisters, my siblings, we send money. Okay, so we are Grenadians. I would love to come back and retire. You know, every month I'm sending money in Grenada. You know, and I wish I could have vote. But you know, I mean, I'm in Canada and I reside in here. So, but anyway, it's nice talking to you, and keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. You guys have to get these people out. They're deceiving the.
Hello. We lost you there, my friend.
Hello.
Hello. We lost you for a moment there.
Oh,
we didn't hear about the last 10 seconds of what you said. We didn't hear it. The last.
Okay, 10. I was saying keep up the good work. And I listened to Sister Jenny. Oh my God,
yes.
The facts is there, man. You guys is giving us the receipt. We can see it. We're hearing them. You know, when I hear the Prime Minister gonna say that the only reason why the other side is getting is because we don't know who is the real NDC. I mean, is he the Prime Minister for NDC or the Prime Minister for Grenada? What kind of nonsense is that?
Any other country, this man would have been ran out of office after that statement.
Yeah, then this man need to be out. Him and none of them. And number 10 upsetting me so much. You know, I met her. She came in my parents' house and I met her, you know, and that time she was NNP. You know, how could she steal the vote from the NNP? That's a slap in the people's face, man. You can't do that. And Peter Davis again is another one. This man, you know, what are you going to do now? You know, he's going to mess up the vote. And I like what Dr. Keith Mitchell is saying. A vote for any other party is a vote for the NDC. So, Grenadians, wake up. Wake up. Don't let these people bribe you and deceive you. Fool me once, fool me twice. You can't fool me a third time. You know, don't let the people deceive you. That's all they're doing. Good night, Brother Sheldon. Keep up the good work. And we're listening. We're paying attention in the diaspora. It's only those who don't have half a brain that are going to be fooled by that.
Thank you so very much, my brother. Yes, indeed, folks. Yes, the diaspora is listening. Yeah? Well, I thought we just calling out people out there. So, no, they're listening. Many of them are very quiet. They listen every night. When I see them, they say, Sheldon, I listen to you all the time, whatever. You know? But it's not all the time that it's called. We have a caller online. Hello, good night.
Hello, Sheldon. Good evening. How are you, bro?
Hey, I'm quite fine. How are you doing?
Very good, thanks. Just want to make a comment on a caller who previously called regarding to the home in previous home in St. David. I think that caller need to be very careful. It's not the first time I'm hearing her saying things that needs clarification. I'm very happy that you made a disclaimer and disassociate yourself from her comments. First of all, we don't have an archbishop here. We have a bishop who has since demitted office, and we're in transition mode at the moment in the Catholic Church. The bishop may be head of the diocese, but the bishop has no direct control of buildings and institutions that are run by congregations and others. For example, St. Joseph's Convent School and convents, houses, and so the bishop, he has no control over these. The home was belonging to the Sisters of Charity. Their headquarters are in India. The decision was made from that point of view about closing the home because, first of all, it was open to treat AIDS patients, but then the ministry then considered that, well, they didn't have qualified nurses, and then by then the AIDS pandemic was petering off, and they were able to have retroviral drugs and so. And the Ministry of Health was able to handle. So they eventually converted it to a home, right? The congregation decided that they saw greater need in Peru and other countries like that where there's real abject poverty. So they moved the sisters out to various other territories, right? And that's how the home came to be. sold or whatever. He said the bishop had nothing to do with it per se.
I know I had
Yes,
visited that home many years ago. I visited that home around the Christmas time. In fact, it was with Miss Nolene Thompson's mother. And we went to that home. It was something that she does every year. And I know when Miss Jacob was there, and then they said that they're finding other places for these folks because they are closing the home.
Yes.
You know, that the sisters and that the sisters will recall. But I listen, but I ain't know about that. So as I say, I ain't know about that.
Yes, so because even people were clamoring that, why the bishop don't keep it and use it and open a home there, and he was under a lot of pressure, but it's a decision he cannot make. The home does not belong to the Catholic Church per se, but to a congregation of the Sisters of Charity. Okay? So that caller needs to be very careful, because not the first time hearing her saying things that needs, clarifying. She needs to be very careful and check her facts. Good night, Sheldon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my brother. Yes, indeed. 1473-440-7377. That is the number you need to call and get onto the inside. Yeah, boatload of concrete reach. Now, remember, there is the Carriacou agreement in relation to certain items like cement, that if you're purchasing cement and so you try to do it intra-regionally, you try to buy it from either one of the cement producers in Trinidad or Guyana or Barbados, Jamaica, you try to get cement within the region because you're creating employment in the region. And then it could be 5 years from now or 2 years from now, you open a cement plant in your country, then they may buy cement from you. You try to protect your local producers, so you protect jobs within the region and that sort of thing. And while you may have workers at one level working there, you may have senior management level in a cement plant in Trinidad, and you may have a senior person from Grenada, you may have a senior person from Barbados. So they try to protect businesses in the region as much as possible. And as such, to be able to import certain items like cement from outside of Grenada, you need special permission to do so. You can't just go and say, bring in a team. You need special permission because it goes against regional agreements to protect regional businesses. And if you in Grenada decide that you just forget our agreement, we bring in how much cement we want, then other countries can start doing similarly, and it can affect different economies, including the Grenadian economy. Yeah? So questions have to be asked about how does cement reach here, how the invoice figure change, and how the name on it end up being the chief of staff of the Prime Minister, folks. That is a serious thing, you know. We have a caller online. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, good night.
Yes, Brother Sheldon. Good evening, sir.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, man.
How's the wife?
You good?
How is the wife, sir?
You're good, man, and you clear yourself from one thing there. I really like you for that, you know, man. You know how to handle these things, you know, man. So anyway, my sister try her best to, you know, bring out something, but we have to be careful. No, to Brother Sheldon. I'm not too sure, I'm not too sure, but I'm trying to recall what time last year we had similar program that happened today at the Grenada Trade Center.
With the young people?
Yeah, the young people, right?
I may not necessarily remember what time last year, because around this time last year, remember I'd stepped off the island. So I don't remember exactly. But I could always, it's not something that I can't find out. I could always do a search.
Right, but you know, that was a good program. It is a good program. I like when I see the young persons, the young people come out and converge together, you know, in an organized way, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm picking up or what I'm learning from this, all right? Now the organization or the organizing of that program today was one that was kind of forced or pushed on the schools, right? Mm-hmm. To make it big and to make a big impression on the Minister of Education.
But you're correct, and I'll tell you why I know you're correct, because I think one school that I am involved in, the parents only knew, today's what? Today's Tuesday? I think Friday, Sunday, in fact, Sunday, a note was sent saying these students are the ones to attend. They've been asked to attend by the ministry. These are the ones that are going to represent, etc., etc. And there wasn't much detail, so it was something that was kind of now pushed on people in some instances.
No for now, because when I got to my school this morning, right, some of the children said, "Sir, I'm not coming to class today because I had to go down to the trade center, see what's going on down there." And then they start to exclaim, what's going on, and this big session they have and different arts and different things.
Typical Japa behavior. Typical Japa behavior.
Yeah. Because they want to prove a point. Yes, but anyways.
But not just prove a point, my friend. Let me tell you this, huh? They have large political activities coming up. That's supposed to tell you what's coming right after. Outside of that, Carifta Games is coming up, and they think that Carifta Games is going to give them such a boost that they can ride off that wave into election. But let me remind them something, During NNP time, in 2007, what we had in Grenada, World Cup cricket, the world came to Grenada for World Cup cricket in our recently refurbished Grenada National Stadium. They came into Grenada for that. And we still lose the election after.
Right, that was the election of
2008.
2008, yes.
We lost the election right after.
Yes, I remember the National Secondary School Orchestra had a good time. We played in that like crazy, But anyways, just another quick point here I want to really make. The question that was, or that should have asked the Prime Minister tonight in the PM,
the DM PM nonsense,
Yes. Was that concerning the refurbishment of the home, the Prime Minister's residence?
Well, my friend, I was hoping someone would be wise enough to call and ask that question. I listened to him, and the first thing jump in my head is he's talking about this thing. Why did he not talk about the Prime Minister's residence? You're absolutely correct.
Right. And looking at Grenada, right? In partnering with Mount Sinai, yes? With this Polaris world-class teaching hospital / tourism, just name it. City, 250 bedrooms and all this kind of real luxurious, superficial life and so on that's going to be lived in that city, right? Now the question is, and that's a small brain here talking small head. How can
your voice gone, Pastor? Don't have the phone away from you now, so your voice gone there. We ain't here.
Right, okay. Yeah, right. So hear me now.
Yeah, you're back.
Right. I just put it down for a little moment.
Now, you can't put it down when you're talking. Put it down after.
So I wonder if the 2.5 million that we're going to be paying every year, a part of that will be put aside for the local poor, vulnerable persons in our country, because I'm not too sure what's going to happen. They're telling us that they're going to be continuing with the general hospital in St. George, and at the other breath, they are saying that most of the activities will be taking place in Polaris, amongst in the Polaris hospital. Okay, now what about the funding that the former administration had budgeted for with regards to the insurance, the health insurance? What's about that? Where is that money?
My friend, as I've said on this program for most of last week and even last night, Project Polaris is not for the poor and vulnerable, and it's not for the lower income people here in Grenada. The only way that all of us would be able to afford Project Polaris is with national health insurance. Which is why, if you're building something like that, you should have running parallel to that the creation maintenance and improvement of a national health insurance so that the little 5-year-old that is found with a tumor, parents don't have to go in town and stand up with a set of bottle to try and see how much they collect to fly them out somewhere. Or the elderly who has given their all to Grenada and now needs Grenada for that urgent life-saving surgery to give them an additional 10, 15, 20 years. That they don't have to die because they cannot receive the surgery. That, in fact, a simple blood test to tell, because you know you could do blood tests to sense for look for the cancer cells and those kind of things. And you can't do the blood tests. You can't do it. If you don't have the money, you can't do it. National health insurance would have caused all of these things to be covered. And as I remember that, let me, before I forget, thank all of you who donated to little Melanie so that she could have gotten what she had. Her surgery was done yesterday. It was very successful. So her surgery was done. They were not able to pay everything for what they had to pay, but what people donated helped. Yes, some of you donated, and people called me out of my pastor. People called me out of my bed early Saturday morning. You know.
Wow.
Sheldon come by the road. We come. I love them. I love them. I love them. I love them. You know, so all people came forward. Once they hear a child and that kind of situation, they came forward. You know, one individual called me from St. John. I wouldn't want to call the name. They gave permission. They called me from St. John. I gave them the directions and so on. They met the mother and they helped out as well. So people did come forward and assisted. So I want to congratulate those who did come forward and assist. I want to congratulate them. Yeah.
All right.
But you
wonderful. Just one last thing before we go. If I could remember that the 25th of May or the 15th of May, somewhere there, 2025. All right, and that was just a few months before the reading, the presenting of the budget, right? Was there any? Can you remember whether there were any consultation with the people of Grenada, in whatever form, whatever size at all, with the Ministry of Health or the Prime Minister? And I use the Ministry of Health for an example, because imagine they weren't there in the Westall Secondary School last week, right? The Minister of Health weren't there. Okay.
That tends to happen with this government. They're doing things in your ministry when you're not there. They tend to do that.
Okay. And then I want you to play back sometime in the week, if you got time, on the Minister of Finance, Mr.
Cornwall.
Finance man.
Cornwall.
Yes. On that major transformation and healthcare budget or talk that he gave. I wanted to play back that for us, because there are some things that we need to highlight in this, right? Because I know there are some real intelligent people listening to this program. You could tell tonight. You know, that gentleman who called and talk about the home, you know, by the Sisters of Clooney or whoever the sisters are, you know, that used to be there. That guy is intelligent and he listens to the program, you know. And so, anyways, have a good night. I wish that they could tell us what happened to the 2000 and the independence 50th anniversary. The money I wish they could tell us.
More corruption. That is more corruption. More corruption.
That's one we left out. We need to get it. Hit us if you all want. We love you all, but we want to make sure that you all are accountable to us. You know, we are nationals. We are Grenadians. We are not Nigerians or Guyanese or whoever. We are Grenadians, and we are the ones here that are holding the different ends of the thing, right? You know, something end of the rope, right?
Yeah. All right, Pastor. You have a good one.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, indeed. 14734407377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside tonight. And we have a caller on the line. Hello, good night.
Good night, sir. How are you doing?
I'm more than good, and I'm gooder than more.
Yes, yes, blessings to you. Sometimes when there's a parliament sitting, right, you see a subject or a heading or a caption for that particular sitting, right?
Yeah.
And
Possessory Title
it's
Bill 2020.
right, and it seems as though this government loves to do that. So they would give that one title, and then now people might not listen because they might not say, they might tell themselves, I want to listen with possessory title for whatever reason, right? But in that same sitting, there is a lot being said, more than even that particular bill. Because permit me to say that I listened to the Minister of Health today, and most likely he's listening to your program, right?
He
And
says
he knows my voice.
he says he listens all the time.
And he knows my voice, right?
Yeah, but we ain't care.
So here's what I want to say tonight, Sheldon. Transformation is important. We all agree with that, right? But with transformation must be balanced with financial prudence and national development. Now, how can we preach transformation if they're making certain statements and constantly over and over making reckless decisions? And did our health minister carefully weigh certain decisions, him and his cabinet, against Grenada's fiscal position, our massive deficit as it stands right now, which might go up? I don't know. Now, you're talking about hiring 5 new positions, and he's using the word international in the whole grand scheme of Mount Sinai. You'll be able to better explain it, right? CEO, Director of Quality Improvement, Director of Human Resources, Chief Engineer, and Chief Financial Officer or Financial Controller, in his own words. Now, we would like to know what is the salary of those positions, because I'm not gonna put you in trouble, but I'm almost certain these are US paid positions, if most likely be, because
Let's not put him in trouble. He ain't accusing nobody or anything.
okay, I just like to be careful, right? And he goes on to say these are critical hires, Mr. Speaker, because these are the areas that is really going to lead the transformation in terms of change management. Number one, change management could be, I believe we have capable and competent persons in Grenada to fill either one of those positions. If not all, probably you may have a CEO from the outside, but from the other, we could even have a CEO here for it, but I'm just being liberal. So the other positions, I believe we have more than competent people here to fill these positions. So you understand, instead of have to hire persons from the outside. This is not like, to me, how I understand it.
Let me tell you, while you might have one or two people coming from the outside for that, they already had their friends lined up for them work. They have to publicize that it is available. Legally, they have to do that. They will have to put that into the Gazette and so on as well. But what they are also doing there is they don't line up their friends for them work. They already, there's them job that going for a little $15,000 a month and $20,000 a month and them kind of thing. They ain't going and put people in this state-of-the-art facility. I mean, we're talking in theoretical here. They ain't going and put these people in these places, and them for any small money, they're going to put these people, and it's their friends that going to end up in those positions. Yeah? It's their friends that they planning to put into those positions. So understand what they're doing. They're creating the avenue for wealth creation for their friends and family.
Well, we got to know who we are.
But we've seen it already, because we've seen in the healthcare system before that I believe it was his sister, I ain't calling government minister name, but the sister of a particular minister end up high up at the general hospital, isn't it? We saw that.
Yes.
We saw that.
Yes.
You know who?
Watch me. You have to look at also. Today, I was very impressed with the political leader, and in her capacity as chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, where she called on, is it the director of audit? I want to be sure to investigate the Lotto matter.
She had called one, and then she said, no, not that one, the next one. I think it's the director of audit, though.
Director of audit, right. I was very impressed, but what I was not impressed about, well, I shouldn't be not impressed, I should expect that, is that there are some persons who are just bringing up things from the past. Now, my question is, if you're asking a certain question, I don't know if the matter is in court, right? So I'm speaking in parables. If you're asking a certain question about a previous company she may have involved in an organization, you now have to ask our prime minister, who said he has the evidence on whatever, right? And this has been happening, and how much money was gotten between this. Yeah, yes, in the trade center. And what was it? What was the noise they're making? Ooh! Ah!
And remember, at that meeting, he also spoke about CJs. CJs
And
take
so-
him to court and CJs win. And you see, again, this goes back, my friend, to what a previous caller was saying. These things happen, and you know, a lot of people out there don't know that CJs, the same CJs the Prime Minister went and he ran him out on at that meeting when he talked about Polishman and so on. That same CJs take the government to court and win. They win their case, and the government had to pay them 100 and something thousand, or it was over 100,000 at least. The government had to pay CJs. And there is another case that is there in the court system right now. And we know the Attorney General always losing all them cases. So we know that, and it's not just losing because they're such a bad lawyer. Losing because it is only surrounded and encased in politics and not in trying to get the right thing done. It's encased in politics. So you focus on attacking specific people for a political end. And any court will see that for what it is. They know that. They
Correct
know
is
that.
right.
That is
Correct
why
is right.
certain things you're going to see they try to do over the next 3 months. You're going to see they try to do certain things because they're trying to damage certain people who they believe is going to damage them. I mean, everybody knows that they're coming after me. Everybody knows but everybody also knows that it's Fred, they're afraid Sheldon Scott, Claudette Joseph, Deacon Mitchell, the whole NDC. They're afraid this Lucas Scott boy. They're afraid him. So they have to come after me. Nothing about doing right and this and all kind of thing. They're afraid.
And you don't have to do them. And one more thing quickly before I go, I'm glad you say that, because I've seen my name on a certain thing, and I said, my God, what have I done for my name to appear on a certain regular NDC fake page post?
They want us
name.
They want us to talk about certain thing in anyway. We will leave that alone
Anyway.
for now. We could talk about certain thing, you know. All right. We could
Certain
talk
thing
about
will make us
checkbook.
talk about certain things.
We could talk about checkbook. We could talk about receipt book. We could talk about to resign rather than do certain things in a certain. Anyway, let me leave that alone, eh? We could
Let me leave
talk
that alone.
about that the next day.
We'll talk about that next day. Have a good night.
All right, my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could talk about things. Don't attack him. Because we could talk about things. And all you know, when we're saying the things, we're saying facts. That is why all of us can't sue, because all you know we're talking facts. But folks, quickly, because I did mention it earlier, and I want especially to you, the diaspora, I'm speaking specifically to you now, so pay attention. Back in about 2016, 2016, we did a bill called the Possessory Title Bill. The Possessory Title Bill means that someone who has been in adverse possession of a property, in other words, you've been living on a property for more than 12 years, that you can legally claim that property once you were not given permission to live there. It may sound weird, but it's actually in law throughout the region. So Grenada was just streamlining with what was already in law. So you had the Possessory Title Act. So you out there in Canada or the US or the UK or regionally may have a piece of land that was left to you by a grandparent. You may have a piece of land that was left to there by a parent. And for the last 12 years, you've paid no attention to it. But in that 12 years, somebody else could have been living there. They come and they put up a little shack and they plant a few trees and they nice up the place a bit. And you don't know because you have not been back to Grenada and you haven't been checking on it. Even when you come to Grenada sometimes, you don't go and check on it. So somebody has been in adverse possession without permission of that property. That person can file and actually get that land under their name. Know that. And the Possessory Title Act was more to sort out people who were squatting all over the place. But under the adverse possessory, they cannot do that with Crown land. So private property, business property, yeah, they could do that. But when it comes to Crown land, they cannot claim under the possessory title. Now, on a weekly basis, the Government Gazette, and let me pull up the Government Gazette so you all can see what I'm talking about here. The Government Gazette has a lot of these things in it on a weekly basis. And I'm saying to you all in the US, I'm saying to you all outside of Grenada, check the Government Gazette every week. Because there are a lot of people that claiming property using possessory title. In fact, I think what was done today was try and streamline it so it wouldn't be as easy, because you had certain things that must be done. It's not just they apply and they take it, but they have to have like witnesses and so on. That is the reason. And let me just show you here, for instance, this one is what? Fitzherbert Moraine. They applied through the courts for a piece of property, right? And this is the information in relation to it there, right? And this is all the other information. They have people that swear affidavits and so on their behalf. Yeah, you have other affidavits that's sworn here by other people. You see the names of different people that swear affidavits. All of that is to prove that that person has been living there for the last 12 years. What you may have found is that, I'm not saying that is the case in this instance that I'm showing you here. What has been found in some instances is that some people getting people to come and swear affidavit and they're lying and ending up with your property, and you come back to Grenada. You intend to move back, you intend to go and develop your property, and your property gone. Somebody else have papers for your property, as we just say in local parlance. They have papers for your property. What was your property is now theirs. So I'm saying, check the Government Gazette. Check on your property that you have in Grenada. Check on these things, because you could find yourself in a very, very sticky situation. That is why the old people used to tell people sometime, give me 10 cents for the next 10 years, you know. Because once they do that, they know they can't claim possessory on it. They used to say, go and stay there. But they would put it in writing, give you a little piece of paper, you sign here. Because they know with that, you can't claim possessory title. That's how long this thing actually exists. But it was streamlined in 2016. So that's why you put in that the people had to do the affidavit and all these sort of things. And now they've done some further changes to it. I have to go through. I didn't look at the entire thing today. So I have to go through and see what the specific changes were that were made to it. But I'm saying to you all, be careful. You all used to think your grandparents crazy when they tell somebody, go and stay there. And give me $100 and they could stay for the next 100 years. Or give me 10 cents and they could stay for the next 50 years. They know what they were doing. When they did that, you can't go and claim it because you have a contract that you've been given to go and stay there. If somebody could prove even that verbally, you said go and stay there, you can't claim possessory title. There's a verbal contract. So you have to be very careful with this thing. I just thought I would mention that as the issue of possessory title came up. Again there, I just thought it was important for you to know. Check, the Government Gazette is available online. You could just do a Google search for Grenada Government Gazette. It will take you to the page and you can check through them. It comes out every single week. Yeah, it comes out every week. There's other important information there too, you know. Like some of you all maybe glimpsed it while I was going through. Yeah. For instance, this. Cabinet meeting on the 2nd of February 2026 approved the reconstitution of the Board of Directors of the Grenada Cultural Foundation for a period of 2 years effective the 12th of December 2025. So they do it retroactively. Mr. Chris D. Riggs, Kojo, as chairman. Miss Neela Etienne, the woman you're hearing on everything. Sports is Neela Etienne. Culture is Neela Etienne. Everything. Like that's the only person with a voice in Grenada. It had nobody else to host anything except Neela Etienne these days. Right? You have Dr. Angus Martin. You have Mr. Ricardo Keynes Douglas, Miss Rena Mills, Miss Carly Perryman, Mr. Kelvin Jacob. who I believe is I think he's the manager of the Cultural Foundation, I think. Right, you have David Ambrose, Brian Pivot, Michael Mitchell, and Ian Charles, and so on. Make what you want of the names. I know. Right? Make what you want to make of the names. So that's the board of directors of the Grenada Cultural Foundation. And this information comes out on a weekly basis. So it's important that you check the government gazette and you see what is placed inside there. There's some important. That's why I usually get the Consumer Price Index and other information that I provide to you. It's in the government gazette. Check it. Make sure that, for instance, those of you with your property in Grenada, are warning some of you. Some of you go get the shock of your life when you come back and you think that grandpa property that was there, and you know it there, and you leave that there back in 1995, and you ain't come back and check on it in Grenada. You might come back thinking that it's still in your hand and meet house on it, You might meet people farming on it and so. Yeah, don't make that mistake. Yeah, make sure that you check on your property. I'm telling you this as a friend. Check on your property. Don't end up coming back and get heart attack because you realize the plan that they come back to build the house now. I save up my money. I come back to build the house now. And when you reach there, you see 2 houses on it, 2 generations of people living on the property already. Be very careful. All right, folks? Folks, that is about all the time we have for tonight's program. And again, tomorrow night, remember, NNP Connect in Dabo starting at 6:30 p.m. So you need to look out for that one. As I mentioned, I will not be on. I have some personal family business that I must attend to on Thursday and on Friday. So I will be back with you all on Monday. I know it's a long time. I'll be back with you all on Monday. So tomorrow night, there's the NNP Connect. And as you know, when that takes place, I'm not on. But also on Thursday and Friday, I have some personal family matters of an urgent nature that I must attend to. And as such, I unfortunately will not be on with you all for the rest of this week. All right? But just let me give you all the reminders before I leave. Again, NNP Connect out there in Dabo. And that's going to be taking place tomorrow evening from 6:30 p.m. Up to speak, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, Senator the Honorable Dwight Hosford, Mr. Troy Noel, the candidate for the new National Party in the town of St. George, who will be bringing it home, Dr. Adrian Joseph, and the woman who grung the pilot. Yeah, she grung him like like Israeli anti-aircraft. Yeah, Mrs. Nolene Thompson. And of course, the team is led by the Honorable Emlyn Pierce. So 6:30 tomorrow, you can tune in to Talking Points. If you don't see the link, just wait a little while. The link will come out. Yeah, the link will go live. So I know usually by the time 6 o'clock, my phone starts to ring and so I ain't seen the link. No, hold on. It will go live, right? What we usually do these days is we wait until just when you're going live and send the link around, so that you get the links to go on the different pages to see it. But it will be on Talking Points. You could, if you're subscribed, you will be able to see it. Remember this activity coming up on Easter Sunday. Make your plans. Those of you who are outside of Grenada and you'll be inside, this activity is taking place yes, that's the Tempe playing field. That is going to be taking place on Easter Sunday. Free food, buy your drinks and so on. They have music, they have games, artists will be passing through, bouncing castle for the children, cricket game, football game, tug of war, all kind of thing. I feel like coming and pull tug of war, Right, and remember, the July 11th, going to be having that activity. And for those of you in the south, yeah, the south side is the right side. We're heading into housing scheme, right next to Mellows Bakery there. You're going to be seeing the opening of the South St. George constituency office. It promises to be a nice one. And I know they're also going to be doing a fundraiser for Prince James. Yeah, Prince. Yeah, classroom. Yes, he's doing a fundraiser for his daughter who needs to do urgent surgery. So he's doing a fundraiser at the activity as well. So look on out for that one. Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. They're too corrupt. They're too corrupt. Yeah? If it's not cement, it's gravel and concrete. I know. So they had to be building a house because they have cement. they have gravel and concrete. Maybe they play the lotto and they win, so they take the gravel and concrete together with cement to build a house. Yeah? But that's the wrong symbol. They're trying to build a house. Nah. As I said, folks, that's all the time we have for tonight. I am out. Get registered, everybody. You have the responsibility. It's the third month of the year. You have the responsibility to find 3 new people for the year so far to get registered, along with the 12 that you had to find from last year. My name is Sheldon Scott, and everything you say and do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to you, with you, and definitely not about you. Love each and every one of you. I am out.
Host. People get ready, cause the greenhouse is open. You don't need no passage, just walk right in. People get ready, cause the greenhouse is open. Everyone welcome, just walk right in. In a critical state, don't wait until it's too late. Hopelessly we have roamed. Sleep at night when poverty and hunger we got to fight. You gave nothing but disrespect and neglect. Through representation you forget. Representing the rich and mighty while neglecting the poor majority. That's wrong. But there comes a day when our finger got something to say. People get ready. But the greenhouse is open. Don't need no passage, just walk right. People get ready, cause the greenhouse is open. Everyone is welcome, just walk right in. No more will you fool the people with propaganda, lies and ramble. No election come again, you still complaining and playing the blame game. No blind and empty promises won't work for you in this crucial day. Only the house can deliver that much needed shelter. People get ready. The greenhouse is open. You don't need no passage, just walk right in. People get ready, but the greenhouse is open. Everyone welcome, just walk right in. People get ready, but the greenhouse is open. You don't need no passage, just walk right in. People get ready, cause the greenhouse is open. Everyone is welcome, just walk right in.
Walk. Come me greener than green enough. Just tell me where you've been enough. Right now me say me greener than green enough. Serious business with me. Greener than green enough. Serious business with me. Want you.
People get ready.